important.
And it's part of this then also because...
This interview is so deep. Such a deep interview.
With the album Hate Me, the previous album, were a lot of those thoughts, like you mentioned, people having their opinion about you as a singer, were a lot of those thoughts purged in a way with that?
Oh yeah, every record, I write from what's honestly going on in my life through every album cycle. And sometimes, like obviously there's songs on this record where it's just the culmination of a lot of years and a lot of things that were happening. And Hate Me was obviously named after the title track, and I wrote that song for everyone that for some reason loves to hate on this band specifically, for whatever fucking reason. They love it. And it was like, you know what, just big middle finger, we don't care, hate us, we like that you hate us. Because how can a band that's that hated be around for 10 years now? Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, go ahead, continue talking about us. It's awesome.
So in that sense, then, because you say that now you're maybe in the best mindset as you've ever been. So where did you start writing now then? Was it a more
Well, I think it was me getting into that attitude. I think it was a combination of this album Ungrateful, where I came up with the concept for the music video for that track with a director by the name of Frank Nasso, who I'm very excited to work with again right after this tour. And the whole concept of the video was bullying, and it was the cycle of bullying. It was like, okay, why is this kid bullying the other kid? You follow that guy home, and you see that he's getting his ass kicked by his own father. And then you're like, oh my God. And then it shows the father go to work, and there's like these bigger men that he works with in a meat shop kind of picking on him, you know, and at the very end of the video, the main big manly man that's picking on the father of the kid who's getting beat, who's abusing the smaller kid, the son, which funny enough, I was the smaller kid and my dad was the big buff guy. That kid gets beat to death in the video. Like, it's very dark. Right. But like, we wanted to show like how vicious the cycle is. And that kid's father was the big manly man. And so it's like, oh my God, what has happened? What am I doing? Why am I acting like this? So it was like, Hate Me, I was in that mindset, and with I Am Human, I'm just in the mindset of, you know, even people are calling that track like, oh man, is this cheesy? It's either like really positively affecting someone's life or someone's hating on it because it's too cheesy. And it doesn't bother me none, because I think it's a great message. And at the end of the day, I mean, we are just all humans. Like, we're all just trying to live our life and be happy, you know?
Okay. I wrote down a line from the track, and there's so much beauty and love inside us. When does our innocence turn into arrogance? Yeah. Have you found kind of an answer, or? No.
I haven't found an answer, and that's awesome that you thought of that line, because that's one of my favorite lines from the song. Which is crazy that this interview is actually so deep. I'm talking about like all this stuff from my past, because that's all I was thinking about was me alone in a room with my friend Jameson. He's a really cool guy. We like to hang out a lot. But I'm just drinking from that bottle, sitting in a room, trying to think of something. Like, I had no music, no nothing. I was just trying to think of something. And the song came to me, and that line literally came from like, oh man, like I remember being a kid and knowing nothing and just running around the house in my Spider-Man whitey tighties, and all I was excited about was like my birthday to get the next big video game, or playing board games with my parents, you know, like really simple, happy times. And I'm like, when does all that go away? Like, what affects us while we're growing up that turns us bitter and arrogant and angry and depressed and all this stuff? Like, where does that innocence go? You know, and I still haven't found the answer, but hopefully I do find the answer one of these days.
But in that sense then, because you mentioned kind of the response to the track, so have you heard from people who kind of connect with it and have sent you messages?
Oh yeah, you know, there was a song on Hate Me called Remember Every Scar. And coincidentally, we did a tour before the album was dropped, again, just like we're out on the road right now. But that song had been released, and we came over here, and it was one of two brand new songs we were playing. It was that and Just a Memory that we added to the set. And I could see people singing Remember Every Scar. It wasn't like a lot of people, but there were people in the crowd. And I was like, okay, they're really liking that new song. This is awesome. And now coming over here, for this album, we're playing 4 brand new songs we've never played before, so it's double than the last time. and it's like they're singing this new stuff louder than like even the original old stuff. It's crazy. Like, it makes me so happy. I'm very excited to drop this album now, but it just, I mean, the whole reason I do it is it helps us, like everybody in the band. It helps us live our life because music helped us live our life. You know, it's the soundtrack to you working out in the gym. It's the soundtrack to when your buddies are in the car going out. It's music is awesome.
Right.
And I'm so grateful that I'm still able to be here and write music that is connecting with other people.
Finally then, are you in a sense now worried how people might receive the album, or is that now?
Not really. It's like I used to care so much, and I think it's just because I was not fully matured, you know. And now it's now I've understood that. Guess what? This is my band. It's my band.
Right.
This is my band. I'm an artist. This is my art. Like, nobody goes up to Van Gogh and tells him how he should draw his drawings. So it's very interesting how, you know, you could be a band in your garage writing songs together, you release it, and then somebody else who doesn't even play music can go, oh, you're this type of band. This is what kind of band you are. Or you shouldn't do this, you should do this, you should do that. Fuck you. Like, this is our band, we're gonna do whatever the hell we want. Like, we got sent an article or a review that Rock Sound did, and I love Rock Sound. I love everybody, so it's no big deal. But it was like, whoever wrote the review said, this band sounds confused on this record. And I just started laughing. I'm like, wow, they really don't get it, do they? It's like, our band is just very, very diverse. We love so many different types of music. We all busted out our phone and looked at what the last 5 albums we were listening to was, and it was, for instance, me. I was listening to Asking Alexandria record, then I had Queen's Greatest Hits, then I had The Weeknd, Post Malone, and then, guilty pleasure here, I don't care, Backstreet Boys. Those are the 5 things I had listened to recently, so I'm like, anybody who busts out their phone probably has that, that variety of music, you know what I mean? So we have always been diverse, and this time we're like, dude, let's just write songs, and if we like it, let's put it on the album. You know what I mean? So we finally got to the conclusion that screw all these subgenres and all these labels and all this crap. There's 2 types of music, and it's up to you to decide where that music lies. There's good music and there's bad music. That's it. You decide what's good, you decide what's bad. Stop sub-labeling all this crap. It's so dumb. I hate it. But yeah, so we like so many different types of songs. I mean, the recording process, Robert was driving us crazy. He would get in the studio one day with this acoustic song, and he'd be singing it. He's like, "You guys know I'm not a good singer, right?" We're like, "Yeah, it's fine, Robert. Just show us what you got." It's like this really, you know, dark, beautiful, emo acoustic song. And we're like, okay, Robert, that was pretty cool. That was pretty good. And the producer's like, I really like that. I really like that. And that's If Only on the record. And he'd show up the next day, bro, we got to be a thrash metal band, dude. Listen to this. And he's playing like Children of Bodom and stuff. It's like, dude, we can't go that extreme. Like, we can't have an acoustic love song and then be Children of Bodom, or like, what's going on with you? But we just like so many different types of things. So we just decided to be our band, and funny enough, when we really started thinking about it, we realized one of our favorite bands collectively, My Chemical Romance, kind of did music in the same way. I mean, they're not the same band on 3 Cheers that they are in Black Parade, that they are in Danger Days. I mean, they even changed their look for every album, you know? And when Danger Days came out, it was like a lot of publications didn't like the album. The fan reception wasn't completely positive, and now they're the most wanted. Like, everybody wants them back so bad, so badly, you know? And it's just, we just have a love for music. Whatever that music sounds like, it's up to us to decide if we like it, and then that's what we're going to release.
And I find that very interesting, because you have a few bands because people that listen to music often, I find, want the bands they listen to stay the same. And
yeah.
Very few bands actually do that. Maybe AC/DC is the only one who kind of has that thing and doesn't change. But then you also have people like David Bowie on the other side of the spectrum who kind of change every single time. So in that sense, then, because you have that many influences, is the slate completely open once you're headed into?
I really think so. I don't think bands should sound like what people think they should sound like. What's a good way to put it? Like I'll use a recent band that has had a lot of success that I really enjoy, Bring Me the Horizon, who are killing it. I don't think when fans go, man, that's the Spirit album, is not Bring Me the Horizon. It's like, yeah, it is. It's like, but that's the Spirit. Like, why don't you start saying bands sound like a specific album that they release instead of saying what the band should sound like all the time? Like, it doesn't matter. It's the artist can release whatever they want. You know what I mean?
And it's a reflection of the time, and then obviously you change as people over those years as well. So it's almost inevitable.
I mean, my likes have changed every day. Every day. I listen to something new every day. So, I mean, whatever. Like I said, it just goes back to good music's good music, bad music's bad music. You know, you can hate on something if you want, but at the end of the day, if it's good, it's good.
On that note, I think.
All right.
Craig, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time.
No worries.